everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Saturday, and that means it's Touched by an Angel Day. And this week's episode was Beautiful Dreamer. Tess recounts a story to a group of school children about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln and the roles that both Andrew and Monica played in it. Okay, things I liked about this episode. I liked everything about this episode. First off, this episode was not solely fixed in our time. It was, and then it would also jump to April 14th. And I forget the year. It would jump to the 1800s, just after the Civil War. Friday, April 14th. I know the date, I can't think of the year. To when Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, was assassinated in Ford Theater by John Wilkes Booth. In this episode, we did have Tess, obviously, because she was telling the story. We had Sam. He was at the beginning, and then he was in the story as well. And we had Andrew, and we did have Monica. Andrew and Monica did not work together because, obviously, they did not work together for the first time until I want to say the episode Till We Meet Again, although they did meet in the one that got away, which was the episode that took place prior to that. And, Andrew did kind of help a little bit with that assignment as well. So I did like the fact that we're going between the two different time periods, the present and the past. I did like that. When they do that with Touched by an Angel, I always love that. Secondly, where it's usually Monica's the one who's the caseworker who has to work with the person and give the message of God loves you and whatever the message is to help. This time, she's not the angel that does that. She was not made a caseworker until the very first episode of Touched by an Angel. I believe it was called the Southbound Bus. So she was in a different department. And she had to bring a message to Abraham Lincoln to help him prepare for what might happen. Because as Sam states at the beginning, when he's speaking with Andrew about what is going to happen, there are certain things that needed to be in place in case he failed. Andrew is the caseworker who has to try and bring the message to the person he's assigned, and that is John Wilkes Booth. Because, and for those of you who don't know your American history up to this point, John Wilkes Booth, he is the one who assassinated Abraham Lincoln in Ford Theater while he was watching a performance. I did not know until this episode that it was Good Friday. And in the episode, they kind of humanize him a little bit. They show that he is more angry than anything. He is, I want to say, of southern descent. I could be wrong. And he does not like the fact that Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed slaves in areas where the Civil War was being fought, or that the North won the Civil War and that all the slaves in the South were allowed to be free. He felt it was his right to own slaves, and Andrew had to convince him otherwise. He also felt that Abraham Lincoln, or President Lincoln, was imposing his will, the Northern will, on the South, and that Lincoln had to be taken out to preserve the Southern way of life. And unfortunately, things did not go according to plan for him. For more information on John Wilkes Booth and Abraham Lincoln and the events that took place on April 14th in Ford Theater, you can consult your local library or Wikipedia. But Andrew was the one who was tasked with convincing John Wilkes Booth not to do what he was going to do. Obviously, he did not succeed, but that was his assignment. And one of the things I liked about it is that it focused more on Andrew than Monica. Monica is usually the angel who is the focal point, because she's the one who's delivering the messages. This time it was Andrew, and I did like that. Not that I don't like Monica, it's just sometimes when you move away from the norm, it's a nice little change. Finally, this is the episode where we see Andrew, and it's a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much because we kind of knew it was going to happen, become an angel of death. This was his last assignment as a caseworker and his first assignment as an angel of death. So I did like that. It showed that he had been an angel of death since just after the Civil War, up to this point in the episode. So I liked that. I liked the ending. I liked how they ended it, both the story and then the actual episode. I thought it was really good. And, just all in all, it was a great episode. I mean, Touched by an Angel rarely makes bad episodes because it is a very wholesome show. It is, it's just a really good, a really wonderful show, and I absolutely love it. And they don't really make any bad episodes, in my opinion. Okay, flip side of that coin, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't a lot I didn't like about this episode. Again, Touched by an Angel, it's one of those shows where if they have a bad episode, it's very rare. You don't see it very often. They're usually all, in my opinion, very good episodes. Okay, feel free to check out my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, a quick reminder on my comment rules. Number 1, no mean comments. Words can and do hurt. Number 2, no bad or curse words in comments. I go out of my way not to use them in my videos, and I expect the same courtesy in the comments. Kids may be watching these videos, and I do not want them reading anything inappropriate in the comment section. I'm not opposed to debates, but please keep them civil. And finally, be respectful to me and each other. If you can't say something nice, don't post it. Okay, and finally, if my comment rules are continually violated, I will make all my videos for kids, which will disable the comment section. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respective artists. I own absolutely nothing. And the links for any sites mentioned in this video will be in the description section. Okay, YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that cannot be found on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends. Basically the same deal. Any of my videos that cannot be found on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. Okay, please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.